Right now, there are these little silent habits that might be draining your bank account, and you probably don't even realize it. So, today we're going to pull back the curtain and uncover these small routines that are quietly wrecking your financial future.
But first, let's get one thing straight, right out of the gate. If you're struggling with money, it is not because you are lazy. Seriously, it has nothing to do with your work ethic or a sign that you're somehow failing. And I bet this sounds familiar. You feel like you're doing everything you're supposed to. You work hard, you try to be responsible, maybe you even try to save a little here and there. But then you look at your bank account and it just never seems to reflect all that effort, right? It's frustrating. So here's the tough truth we're going to get into. It's probably not the big, dramatic financial mistakes that are holding you back. The real culprit is something much sneakier. It's the small, almost invisible habits that you repeat every single day. All right, so let's dive right in and talk about this unseen drain and how choices that feel totally normal are actually costing you a fortune. Just picture a typical day, or maybe a week. You get paid, and for that one moment, it feels pretty good. But then life happens. A few streaming subscriptions hit your account, you're tired, so you order food delivery for convenience, you see something online and you tell yourself, it's just this one time. And here's the absolute core of the problem. None of that felt like a big deal, did it? There were no crazy spending sprees, no luxury splurges. It all just felt, well, normal. And that normalcy, that's exactly what makes these habits so incredibly dangerous. Their destructive power is completely hidden in plain sight. So why do we do this? Well, to understand that, we've got to look at a funny little quirk in our own brains. Let's talk about your brain's built-in financial glitch. It all comes down to a concept called present bias. Basically, our brains are hardwired to want good things now. It's an old survival instinct that just doesn't work so well in our modern world. We put a way higher value on a small, immediate reward than we do on a much, much bigger reward that we have to wait for. Let me put it this way. If you're faced with a choice, $10 in your hand right now or $100 a year from now, your gut, your brain's immediate impulse screams, take the 10 bucks. It feels like a win. See, spending is easy because that reward is instant. Saving feels like a sacrifice because the reward is just so far away. Okay, so we get the why now, right? It's our brain's wiring. So let's get into the what. Let's identify the 4 specific habits that this present bias feeds. Think of these as the silent killers of your financial goals. The first trap, and oh man, is it a big one, is built around that little voice in your head that says, it's just a small amount. You know the one. That $5 coffee, that $10 subscription. On their own, they feel completely harmless. But let's actually do the math here. Let's imagine you spend just $10 a day on things you don't really truly need. Seems pretty insignificant, doesn't it? But over the course of a year, that tiny $10 a day adds up to over $3,600. Whoa. Suddenly, that's not such a small amount anymore, is it? But honestly, it gets so much worse. What if, instead of spending that money, you had invested it? With a pretty modest 8% return, in just 10 years, that harmless $10 a day becomes over $52,000. And this is the point I really want you to get. You're not just losing 10 bucks a day, you're losing your future freedom. All right, silent killer number 2 is good old-fashioned procrastination. It's that voice that whispers, I'll start saving next month, or I'll start investing when I have more money. This delay is way more expensive than you think. Okay, just look at this. Person A starts investing just $100 a month at age 20. Person B waits a decade until they're 30, but they invest double the amount, $200 a month. So who has more money in the end? Person A. And it's not even close. Why? It's the magic of compounding, where your money starts making its own money. When it comes to investing, the time you are in the market is so much more powerful than the amount of money you put in. Our third destructive habit is so subtle, it's sneaky, and almost everyone falls for it at some point. It's called lifestyle inflation. So here's what happens. You get a raise at work, awesome. Your income goes up, but then, almost without thinking, your spending goes up right along with it. A slightly nicer car, a better phone, eating out a little more often. And the problem, as you can see here, is that your savings rate stays exactly the same. This is precisely how people can earn more and more money every year and yet still feel completely, totally broke. And the final habit, the last trap, is maybe the simplest one of all. just not looking. I mean, think about it. When was the last time you really sat down and looked at where every single dollar is going? For a lot of us, the answer is a long time. Because, let's be real, facing a numbers can feel uncomfortable, even a little stressful. But here's the thing. Ignoring a problem doesn't make it go away. It just hides it and lets it get bigger. It really boils down to a simple rule in life. The things you pay attention to tend to get better, and the things you ignore, well, they tend to get worse. And your money is absolutely no exception. Okay, I know that was a lot of doom and gloom, but the good news, the really good news, is that you can fix all of this. So let's pivot from the problems to the solution. Let's talk about a simple plan to build small habits that will create a massive future. Now, I can already hear some of you thinking, this all sounds great, but I just don't earn enough to save. And I totally get why you'd feel that way. But this isn't an income problem, it's a habit problem. Because trust me, if you can't manage $100, you won't be able to manage 1,000. More money doesn't fix bad habits, it just amplifies them. So here is your action plan. It's simple and it's built on tiny, manageable changes. First, track. For just 1 week, 7 days, track every single dollar. No judgment, just awareness. This is your foundation. Second, pause. Create a 24-hour rule for any non-essential purchase. Just write 1 day. You'll be amazed how this kills impulse buys. Third, automate. Set up an automatic transfer to savings, even if it's just $10 a week. Make saving the default. Fourth, invest. As we saw, time is your secret weapon. Start investing, even tiny amounts, as early as you possibly can. And fifth, differentiate. Get brutally honest with yourself about what is a want versus what is a need. These small steps, done over and over, will completely transform your financial life. I promise.
Look, at the end of the day, your financial future isn't going to be shaped by some single big decision. It's shaped by the hundreds of tiny choices you make every single day. Every dollar you spend, every dollar you save. It's a vote for the kind of life you want to build. So the only real question left is this: what future are you going to start voting for today?